Good morning, everybody. It's Lynn, the leather bag lady. She's back. My screechy voice is back. How are you all doing? It's Friday morning, the 27th of April. We are back from our week away in the Dominican Republic, Semana. Oh, my goodness me. I took a very short video when we first got there, and I didn't really bother doing anything else after that. We spent every day on the beach, but we will talk about that after today's bag. So today's bag is a little bit of a unique piece, in that it is a kind of Western style, doctor's style top handle bag. So let's unpack this a little bit. So first and foremost, I've aged this as a 70s. I'm pretty sure it's a 70s bag. It could be a little older. So it is a cinched, it's longer and wider in the bottom, and then it goes up. Little pull tab there, and it opens doctor's style. So nothing too crazy on the interior. It's got that very vintage kind of textured silky lining. There is a leather lined slip pocket. No branding, unfortunately, which is very typical of these older bags. Very saddle leather. I mean, I had a horse for many years, and this is very reminiscent of saddle leather. It's pebbled in places, smooth in places, textured, decorative with this beautiful, I have a feeling this is brass. I'm not 100%, but there was some green that I cleaned off around about it. It is a magnetic strap. There is some stamped, tooled, decorative areas here. Now, I've got this actually happening on my Louis Vuitton Duville, I think it's called. So this is no slant on this bag because it's a real Louis and it's doing the exact same thing. It's almost like it's stretched out. See how wide that is? This one has narrowed. It's not ripped or anything like that. There is some decorative tooling that continues on up, and it happens the same on the back. All it means is just the kind of loop will, I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. It's not, I'm more concerned about this on my Louis because it looks worse. So this is, it's there. It's something I always show you. Anything and everything that's wrong. There is a slip pocket on the back with all this beautiful raw suede interior. And I love this swoop. And again, this is all lined in the front. So can you slip your little phone guy in there? You absolutely can. Oh, I got a little bit extra cleaning to do in here. Woohoo! Do I ever? I guess I didn't look in there. That will all be done. It is a well loved vintage bag, but I do not care a darn about that. Yeah, I cleaned all this one out. I guess I missed this one. It's just beautiful, and the doctor's bag thing just adds that little element. And I love that it has the pull tab because then you can get in and out of it very easily. And there's a little bit, I don't know if you can see it, just a little bit of that green tarnish that comes on brass. So I'm pretty sure it's brass. But this Western, just that little tiny, simple little piece. And it just makes it a real kind of Western wear top handle. I didn't actually do the drop on the handle. It's a 7.5-inch strap drop. So, I mean, it's a handbag for sure. So that is today's listing. So have you missed me, everybody? Oh my goodness me. This place was like something out of a magazine. It really was. It was, it's called Principe Bahia Grand Semana. And it is a very boutique hotel. It's in a cliff, kind of on a cliff face. If you saw my little video, that was the view from our balcony. And on the other side of the bay was just this mountainscape. It was just amazing. 125 rooms, very small. If you are looking for that all-inclusive experience where you've got bars everywhere, swim-up bars, nightlife, not the place for you. We came back with a little more than half the money we took because there was nowhere to spend your money. What I did experience though, and this is a little bit of a leather bag lady news alert, beach bags. I have never even considered carrying beach bags, and every one of the ladies at that resort had a beach bag. And I'm like, girl, the leather stuff is getting heavy and hard to ship cost effectively. It's getting hard to store. Am I going to stop selling leather goods? Absolutely no way. But I am going to start adding in some seasonal stuff. So I am going to take that opportunity, I think, to start picking up some beach bags, and I'm going to custom them with leather straps. I found the most beautiful beach bag, and it had like brushed cotton macrame fringes all over it. I lost it. Somebody bought it, but it was $70 American, and I'm glad it was gone because I would have bought it. And you know what? I can come up with amazing options for beach bags myself. So you know what? You go away, you have a new perspective and just a whole new idea for even my in-person shows, because I'm only going to be doing those in the summer months. And some of these bags are a little bit winter-ish for my summer activities. So I'm going to start, like I said, I'm going to start adding some beach bags and use my tassels and my leather straps and really kind of create some really unique pieces. And I may just do like a dozen a season or something like that, because they will be quite bespoke, I think. And in my spare time, of course, between everything else I do. But my creative juices were just a-flowing, and I met this wonderful couple, Scotty and Joe, and they are from Wawa. And Joe is a thrifter as well. Not necessarily a reseller, but I think I might put a few seeds in her brain of how she and her daughters very much into thrift, and was sharing some of my bags with her. And I mean, she just laughed at me. She was, you just absolutely light up. And I do. Pius tells me all the time. So it was nice to just have that moment, but that entrepreneurial brain never shuts down. I met a couple of gentlemen who were also business owners, and they had their laptops and they were, networking and all. I mean, I didn't do that. Did a little work on the plane coming home I did a little work on the beach yesterday too. But you know what? We did not sit in the sun very much. I can see I've got some nice color, but my hot flashes have just been off the charts, and it's all in my face. So the fact that I got so much sun on my face, I really don't understand that, because we were under the beach palm tree hut thing all day. We did not. Pius got stung by sea lice or jellyfish or whatever, so we really didn't go in the ocean much after that. He had an allergic reaction. We had to go to the doctor's room and all that kind of stuff. So we were a little wary. I saw we think it was two humpback whales. Now, if you follow me regularly, you know that we went on a whale excursion in Nova Scotia and saw about this much of a minke whale's fin. Well, humpback whales can be in excess of 60 feet long. And Salmona Bay is where 1,500 to 2,000 whales go. They migrate there. It's their breeding grounds. And they are there starting mid-November until mid-March. So the fact that we saw whales at the end of April just isn't a testament to what's going on with our world, temperatures and weather and all that kind of thing. One of the whales did breach. I didn't really see the whale, but I certainly saw the splash and some fins. They were rolling around. So we don't know if it was a mom and a calf. but I am absolutely planning to go back in January. If not next year, the year after, to see those whales. I want to have that experience. We saw kind of this much of a dolphin right outside our balcony window. We saw turtles swimming away in the ocean, fish and little weeny crabs. There were 3 beach dogs that would come and sit with us every day. My favorite was a little on the skinny side, but they were not emaciated or full of fleas or anything like that, because Pius wouldn't let me touch them for 2 days. And I was like, I want to hug these dogs. One was like a little Chihuahua something cross, and he was the pimp daddy, I can tell you. The other 2 dogs were females, and they didn't look like they'd had any pups yet. Well, they'd have a struggle with him because he was so short. He'd have to stand up on the lounger. But he took to Joe and her husband, like crazy. Scotty was a little teary when he left yesterday. They had been there for 2 weeks. So, beautiful, beautiful vacation. In bed by 11, usually at night. One night was like 9, one night was 8. We were up at 6:30. Breakfast at 7. There was not a lot to do. They had a little bit of music in the evenings, but no, massively planned entertainment. And the music was kind of like on a rotation. If it was the female singer, she sang the same songs every time she came. If it was the male entertainer, he sang the same songs every time he came. And we did meet another couple from Fergus. And they told us they left the day after we arrived, and they told us the same thing. So, beautiful weather. There was a monsoon the week before we got there. So very boutique, as I said. I think it was only about 125, 145 rooms. So if you want a party experience, would not be the place for you. A lot of stairs. I think if they had shared with us how many stairs there were, we probably would have passed, because I have a really rough time with my knees. There was an elevator up to the rooms, but, we had to take quite a few stairs down to the beach. The pool was small, and, you were kind of staring at people who were on loungers. At least in Mexico, it was a big, big space. So you didn't feel like people were staring at you all the time. Down at the beach, it's, 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30, putting towels on loungers. I guess that's just the way it goes everywhere. Somebody took our towels off loungers, not yesterday, but the day before. And was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Because we were in the room doing our e-tickets and getting our immigration paperwork done. And Scotty said to the young man, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Well, they're not here." He said, "Yeah, but their towels are." He goes, "So? You can't do that." He goes, "Oh, yes, I can." So Scotty phoned Pius, and Pius just went, "I'm on my way." So he said to the young man, he's on his way, and I wouldn't want to mess with him. And he said, never seen 2 people pack up so quick in his life. He was just a young 20s, young. Anyway, so Pius Murray has created a monster. I had not been on a vacation prior to Mexico for 26 years. And I really didn't see the value in it. I didn't see spending all that money for a week when, I did my monthly visits to the falls. I could spend in a year what we spent in a week. But it certainly became very obvious why Pius needs it. He just absolutely, even this morning, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I got to get going. You might still have a vacation day. I do not. The leather bag lady does not. So I put the kettle on and went in and woke him up. I said, yeah, I got to get going. I don't want to wake you up abruptly. So here's a cup of tea. I think that's the first time I've ever delivered my husband tea in bed. But he has his surgeon's appointment this afternoon. So he will 98% sure be signed off of WSIB and back to full duties on Monday, not doing the weekend shift. So I'm taking some time to kind of completely rejig my plan for the summer anyway, because I just presumed that Pius would be doing the weekend shift. He did request it last year, August, but I guess they've hired a bunch of new people and they're doing it. So oh well, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So it's taking me a minute to get my head around that. I am planning on doing a shop at the shed this evening. We'll see. I'm going to try and get my taxes all organized. I'm a little late on that, but Anyway, it's all mayhem now that we are back. But it's good to be back and, sort of, and back into our routines. And I'm already, kind of organizing my plan to be able to afford to go back in January. Pius is 60 in December. So I think this was kind of our honeymoon. But we definitely would put that as a 60th birthday, travel present or whatever. And we're going to get each other binoculars because I don't know what it is about this sea life. It's like we would sit on our balcony and it was like looking into an aquarium. We did not see a lot, which surprised me because this resort was kind of in a cliff. So it wasn't like there was beaches and the water was really, there was a small beach, but not a very big beach. But where our room was, it was like a cliff drop. So the water was already very deep and we didn't really see a lot of anything. So, and even on the plane, I said to Pies, could you imagine coming in on the plane and seeing all those whales from a bird's eye view? Oh my goodness me, that would just be... Anyway, so that is the plan. So if you're a little more mature and you're looking for a much quieter vacation, there was excursions. We didn't do any of that this time. I would look into Bahia Principe Grand Samana. There are other way more expensive resorts, but there were some wealthy people there who said, no, this is their preferred. It is good value for money. And I guess that's why they're wealthy. So we will go back to see the whales. But after that, I mean, the one couple we were with have been there 15 years or something. And no, I don't think that would be our place for that. But as Pius said, we want to do a bit of traveling because I've never seen anything. And then we can, maybe when we're a little older, we can pick our spots that, to be fair, I think it's probably going to be Florida in the end. Or maybe Florida might be underwater by then. I'm sorry, but we heard some people talk about stuff like that, and it was really scary. When we saw the whales way out of season, that whole conversation started, and pieces of California are going to be underwater, and Florida is going to be underwater. So, Marjorie, you better get out. But anyway, I mean, I'm sure maybe at some day, not in our lifetime, hopefully. But yeah, that would probably be my go-to because a little bit of thrifting and just being in some beautiful weather and it not be, a 4-hour flight. We drive down and I don't know. I'm talking out of my backside probably because we've only just started doing some traveling. So I've been working on budgets. I've been working on getting our finances sorted out so that we can pay, even if we pay half, up front, and then, we maybe, organize our cards and stuff I'd like to be able to pay for the whole thing without having anything on credit cards. But I mean, that's just the way the world works. But then you just pay it off and I want a rolling system where every year, there's that same amount and we just go and find a place that we can afford. Because I think there was an island across from where our hotel was and it was like $7,000 for a week. Nope. I don't need $7,000 for a week. So anyway, everybody, it's nice to be back. Nice to be back chatting with you all. Today's bag is awesome. A real piece of vintage history. And I will talk to you on Monday. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.